Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into a topic that's near and dear to my heart: parenting toddlers. The energy, the curiosity, those little personalities just blossoming. It's pure magic, but it definitely comes with its own set of challenges. Looking back on my journey with my kids, there were moments where I thought, if only I knew then what I know now. So whether you're knee-deep in toddlerhood or gearing up for it, I've gathered 10 tips to make your lives easier. These aren't about being the perfect parent, there's no such thing, but about finding wisdom that brings more peace and joy. Y'all, if there's one thing toddlers crave, it's structure. Think of routines as the scaffolding that holds their little worlds together. Start with the basics: meal times, naps, bedtime. Having a predictable rhythm for these key parts of the day can work wonders in preventing meltdowns. Even simple things like always reading a book before bed or singing a special song before bath time create those comforting rituals that toddlers absolutely love. Remember, consistency is key here. When they know what's coming next, they're less likely to feel overwhelmed or anxious, which makes for a happier toddler and a more peaceful home. Let's be honest, trying to control every little thing a toddler does is a recipe for disaster and a whole lot of unnecessary stress. Instead of turning every decision into a power struggle, try giving your toddler some age-appropriate choices throughout the day. Let them pick between two outfits, even if they clash. Offer a couple of healthy snack options, or let them decide which book to read before bed. Giving them these little bits of control satisfies their growing need for independence while still keeping healthy boundaries in place. Let's talk tantrums, those inevitable explosions of emotion that come with the toddler territory. The first thing to remember is that tantrums aren't a sign of bad behavior. They're a sign of big feelings that your little one doesn't yet have the words to express. So, as tempting as it might be to react with frustration or anger, try your best to stay calm. Think of yourself as their emotional anchor. When you remain steady, it helps them regulate their own emotions more effectively. Now, when it comes to encouraging good behavior, positive reinforcement is like magic. It's all about focusing on what your toddler is doing right, rather than constantly pointing out the wrong. A simple thank you for sharing your toys with your sister, or I love how you're cleaning up your toys, can make a world of difference. Remember, toddlers thrive on attention, so make sure you're giving them plenty of positive attention when they're behaving well. It's much more effective than focusing on the negative, and it creates a more loving and supportive environment for everyone. Ever feel like you're talking to a brick wall when you ask your toddler to do something? Believe me, you're not alone. Instead of repeating yourself over and over, which, let's be honest, usually just leads to frustration on both ends, try giving your toddler a few extra seconds to respond after you make a request. Get down on their level, make eye contact, and use simple, clear language. You might be surprised how often those few extra seconds make all the difference. Sleep. It's the holy grail of parenthood, isn't it? When your toddler resists bedtime, it can feel impossible, but a good night's sleep is within reach. Establish a calming bedtime routine: warm baths, lavender oil, bedtime stories, and lullabies. Toddlers sleep better in a cool, dark room. Ensure their sleep space is conducive to sweet dreams. We've all been there. That point in the day when your toddler transforms into a tiny, hangry human. One of my biggest lifesavers during the toddler years was having a stash of healthy, easy-to-grab snacks on hand at all times. Think of it as having a secret weapon against meltdowns. Keep a basket of fresh fruit on the counter, stock the fridge with yogurt pouches and cheese sticks, and have some whole grain crackers or pretzels stashed away for those moments when hunger strikes. This is a big one, and it's something I'm incredibly passionate about: fostering independence in our children. It starts small, with those everyday tasks that we often do for our toddlers without even thinking. Start by encouraging them to put on their own shoes and jackets. Let them help with simple chores like putting away toys or wiping up spills. Yes, it might take a bit more patience at first, but the look of accomplishment on their faces will make it all worthwhile. In today's world, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, constantly striving for perfection. But the most precious gift you can give your toddler is your presence. Put down the phone, step away from the to-do list, and be present. Build a fort, have a dance party, or snuggle up with a book. These moments of connection are what they'll remember. I know. Right now, with Cheerios ground into the carpet and bedtime feeling like a marathon, it can feel like the toddler years will last an eternity. But as with all things in life, this too shall pass. One day, you'll look back on these days, not with exhaustion, but with a heart full of nostalgia. You'll miss those tiny voices, those infectious giggles, those sweet, sticky kisses. So soak it all in, Mama. Embrace the chaos, find joy in the everyday moments, and remember, you're doing an amazing job. Well, there you have it, my 10 toddler parenting tips that I hope will make your lives a little bit easier and a whole lot more joyful. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's the best parenting tip you've ever received? Share your wisdom in the comments below, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and subscribe to my channel for more parenting inspiration. Thanks for watching, y'all.